Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of my road to 2000 FIDE. And in this episode I played the second game I ever played in the KNSB. The first game we covered last week, and at the moment of playing this game I still didn't have an official FIDE rating. At the moment of recording this video I still don't have an official FIDE rating. So at this point, I can't tell you what my current rating is because I don't have one. I do have an official KNSB rating at the point, which is 1866, so about 134 points removed from the 2000, which is what my goal is in this series. And what I'm going to do in this series is just cover all the games that I've played externally, so for the KNSB and for the RSB. I will do both the KNSB and RSB. I don't think the RSB games actually count for FIDE rating, but I'm going to cover them as well. That's just going to be fun. I'm going to show you the games that I've played. And yeah, we're going to start right now with the second game I've played, which was against Joep. And the rating, the names I am only partially showing them. The last name I'm not going to show you them. I do have the FIDE idea after the name, which is how you can look them up online and what their rating is and stuff like that. I think my opponent has a rating of about 1780, 1760, something like that. At the moment of playing me last year, he had 1780, I think, something like that. And yeah, as you can see, this opponent has a FIDE rating which starts with 1035894, and I have a FIDE rating which starts with 40114350. So what the funny part is, the old format of the FIDE ideas were with one at the start, which is how you can notice that you're playing someone who's a little bit older, because they have had a FIDE rating, or I say rating, I mean FIDE idea, since a long time. So yeah, that's funny. So this person has been playing chess for a long time, a very long time, years and years and years, even decades. So yeah, then you have me, who started playing online a few years ago. And that difference is very funny. The funny part about that difference is that it's very noticeable. The players like this tend to know very, very deep theory, like they know certain lines and stuff. They know a lot of things about opening knowledge, which is something that lacks a lot with me. I only play the Caro-Kann, the Vienna. Basically, I am trying to learn some different things right now, but my opening knowledge is definitely not very advanced. So I should really study that. But okay. So as you can see in this game, also I got into a bit of trouble out of the opening. So let's see. Okay, I'm playing with the black pieces here, and it started with d4, and I played c6, knight f3, which is interesting. I played d5 and then c4. So the queen's gambit. Obviously, a very well played, much played opening in this level of chess at about 1800 and above. It's a very common opening. I played knight f6, which is a book move. Knight c3 is a book move, and bishop f5 is a book move according to the computer, to the engine. So yeah, bishop f5 is a move I wouldn't play very quickly again in this position, because I got into some trouble after bishop f5. And I've told this before in other games that I've played in my road to 2000, road to 2100, in my road to 1800 blitz, some different situations in which I said, okay, bishop f5 is actually a bad move. It's not super bad. It's plus 0.3 for white here, and now plus 0.7. It's a book move. It's not the worst thing ever, but you have to know how to play against it. Very precise how to play against it. My opponent took here, I took back, and now my opponent played queen b3. And here, this is a very difficult situation. You have to know exactly what to do here. And honestly, I don't even know exactly what to do right now, but I know that what I did was not good. So there you go. So obviously, if you look at this position, there's pressure on d5 and there's pressure on b7. And especially the pressure on b7 is very annoying, because if I play something like this, I lose b7. And yeah, I mean, this is actually, I think this is one of the better ways to play it. E6. Okay, it's not one of the better plays, but it is is better than what I did. So there you go. But yeah, there are multiple things to do. You can also go here maybe. I think it's okay to lose this pawn. It's not the worst thing ever. You can then maybe, I don't know, like develop, and you know, it's okay. This is +1 for white, so definitely better for white, but it's not the worst thing ever. However, what I did was b6, and this is immediately a mistake, plus 2.8. And obviously, if you look at this position, I mean, how many of you would think, okay, b6 is an okay move, because I mean, I protect the pawn, and at the same time, there's 1-2 attackers on this, and I have 1-2 defenders. So if I play b6, it's fine, you know, it's fine. How many of you would think, okay, this is fine, b6, and okay, that's all she wrote. I mean, that's gonna be okay. However, b6 has a very big downsides. The reason b6 is very bad is twofold, because one of the things is he can go bishop f4 and then knight b5, and this gets very annoying, and there's no real good way to kick the knight away without leaving the fork. So that is one reason why it is bad. And another reason why it is bad is because if he ever goes e3, he can go bishop b5, and then I have to like block, and it gets very weak on the light squares here. So obviously the light squares are now very vulnerable, and my rook is also very easily attacked here. So that is why b6 is just not a good move. It's just not a good move. It looks like it solves all my problems. Huh? It looks like he can take on b7, but there are multiple reasons why on the long term b6 is just a bad choice. And that is exactly what you're going to see. My opponent played bishop f4, which is not the best move. The best move would have been to immediately go e4. And then if I take like this, for example, this is now obviously hanging, and at the same time he can bring his bishop. And, you know, there's a lot of different things going on. I can also take with the pawn, but, you know. So my opponent didn't play it immediately very dangerously, but at the same time, bishop f4, like I mentioned, it is still very annoying to play, because now there's the ideas to go here and then here, so I have to somehow try to prevent that. If I go here, for example, I think this is already very strong. Yeah, exactly. Like knight b5 is already very difficult to stop. This rook is basically gone, I think. There's no way to stop it. I mean, I can't go here, because then, I mean, 2 attackers, 1 defender. If I go anywhere else, I can go here maybe. But that, yeah, I mean, you know, that, believe me, you don't want to play like this in a classical game. This is not a nice position to have if you are, what is this? Move 8. If you are 8 moves into the game and you have this position on the board, you are not feeling good. You are definitely not feeling good. So that is exactly why I kind of panicked here already. I was already like, oof, this is not a game that I want to be in. And chess is a very psychological game as well. It's a very difficult game, because if you get down significantly, like I did in this game, purely from opening knowledge and how you play it, it is mentally very difficult to counter that. You keep thinking in your head, okay, I'm probably gonna lose this game. He has me by the throat. You keep thinking that this is gonna be a short game and you're gonna lose very badly. So, especially if this is your second Counter-B game ever and you are not sure how strong you actually are, because at this point I didn't actually know how strong I was. I had some prior chess knowledge. I played at the club a little bit. I had an internal rating which was about 1700. I didn't know how strong I was. I played a 1780, so someone who is pretty strong. So that is you just freak out a little bit. You panic a little bit. So bishop f4, and then I played knight c6. I thought, okay, knight c6 at least prevents this maybe, because then I can go rook c8 and stuff, and that was kind of my thought process. But obviously knight c6 is also, knight c6 is also a very bad move. The reason why is because there are ideas to bring his bishop, his queen. He can put super great amounts of pressure on this c6 knight. It's just not looking good. It's not looking good, and that is why he played e3, which is another mistake. I mean, I get e3. It's a very logical move, but apparently e4 is the move here. You have to put tempo on my bishop. That's why this is better. However, now I have this and attack this, so maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is something like this. Okay, then he wins my rook, so I can't take the, yeah. And this is even the best move. So I would have just had to give up the rook, you know. So yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, yeah, at this point it's already very It's already very difficult. Yeah, here I went knight a5, and my thought process was, okay, now at least he can pin me, and if he does play bishop b5, I can go bishop d7, and I can at least somehow hold on. One of the very key things here is that I didn't play e6 yet. So let's say this position was on the board. Okay, it's my turn. So let's say I went here, here, and then here. This is much worse. And the reason, okay, so much worse is a little bit of an overestimate or an over exaggeration, but I mean it's a little bit worse. The reason why is because now this, and I can only block with my knight, and it's a little bit different. Okay, it's apparently not that bad, but it is different. So, okay, so knight a5, bishop b5, and then bishop d7. So like I mentioned, at this point I was like, okay, maybe I can hold on a little bit. I mean, it's not looking good, but it's also not terrible. And I'm putting tempo on the queen, so he can't take this. Yeah, like I mentioned, I thought maybe it is okay-ish. He played queen a4, I played e6, and the reason why I played e6 here is because I need to be careful here, because let's say I take, and then maybe there are other ways to do it. He can also take with the knight. Maybe that was the reason why I couldn't take. Yeah, this is very bad, because now there's another time this trend, and if I go here, there's like this and stuff, and oh, that's a check. So yeah. So yeah, once again, a lot of different things going on, a lot of different things to calculate, but I realized that I can't take, and I realized that I need to get my bishop out and need to castle. That's the most important thing. I need to just castle. I need to do that right away. So, okay. e6. The evil bar says about +1.5 here for white. So not the worst position for me. Definitely not good, but definitely not the worst position ever. And it doesn't have to be losing here. It doesn't have to be. He played knight e5, which is not the best thing. And here I went bishop b7, the best move. And now at this point, of course, plus 1.24. It's not even that terrible. It is holdable. And I kind of a little bit felt like, okay, maybe I'm doing okay. But at the same time, like I mentioned, chess is a very psychological game, and at the same time I was already a little bit knocked down. In my head I was already like, okay, I'm probably gonna lose this game, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time, you know. So I kind of already, in your mind you're already trying to look at things that you can do to get out of certain situations. He played rook c1, and at this point it is plus 4.1 for white, so not even that much of a difference. And here I had to find a pretty difficult move. And I did not do that. I played a blunder. I played knight c4, which is a big blunder. And the reason why is, so what I should have done here is I should have played a6. Yeah, a6. And then it relieves some of the tension. After this, let's say something like this gets on the board. This is actually okay-ish for me. This is actually okay-ish. Even though I can't castle anymore, this is actually fine. I mean, it's not that bad. It looks a little bit bad, but at the same time, I mean, if he castles right now, I bring my rook, I get down. I mean, the queens are off the board. Whenever you can't castle anymore because you have to take a piece with your king and get your king in the center, it is only very bad if there's queens on the board. If the queens are traded, it is often much less devastating than it sounds. So this should have been okay. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't see a6 here. I should have just seen a6. I didn't. I played knight c4. So knight c4, I thought, okay, it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, what I want to do is maybe reroute my knight here and attack some stuff. And if he ever pushes, I can just go, like I mentioned, I could go here. However, there was one thing that I missed, which is bishop d7, and then knight d7, and then knight c6. So very, very nice move for my opponent. Very, very, very very good that he found this. And yeah, of course, okay, so at this point I could pretty confidently say that at this point when playing this game, I was definitely a bit of a worse chess player than I am now. So I definitely improved in those months and in that period. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind. So here, the problem with this is, which is something that I did not even realize when playing this and looking at I didn't really look at this continuation, I think, during calculation. Maybe I saw knight c6, but I didn't really evaluate it as much worse. But The reason why this is much worse is because after this and he takes, I have to take with my king. And look, and now it's much different. So I just told you it is not bad to have the king into the center of the board if the queens are off the board. But now that the queens are still on the board, having my king here in the center is much worse. It's much worse. And that is why the eval bar says it's plus 4.4 here. Because now if he goes here, for example, is what he did. This is not the best move per se, but it is okay. So now I have to keep the king in the board. And look at this rook. This rook is pressuring this. So if he ever goes here, there might be discovered attacks or something like on my rook with the knight. And the queen is very strong. The bishop can maybe get in somehow. So once again, I got out of the opening pretty bad. Then I kind of recovered and I misplayed it. And now I am doing very bad. Very lucky for me that my opponent here didn't find the best way forward. So at this point he played knight b5. Maybe, so what I would have done here probably is this, which is the best move. Yeah, if I was playing with white here, I would have done this, and then if I go wherever, like I have to probably go here, then you can maybe go for some sort of knight d5. And okay, so actually if this and this, there's no knight d5 because I can just take. But maybe something like this, and I don't know, maybe covering this with your bishop and then looking at some sort of discoveries. I don't know, looks pretty deadly for black. So, however, my opponent played knight b5. Well, okay, not the worst thing, not the best thing. I mean, it's okay. I played a5, trying to kick his queen away, which is why he retreated to c3. Once again, I probably wouldn't retreat to c3 because you want to maybe use the... okay, so that is definitely not a move. Maybe this move, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is okay. But, you know, I mean, what you want to do here maybe is take advantage of this. Maybe push and somehow attack me with your rook. And yeah, being a decent chess player, I would say I'm the type of chess player. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about chess. I don't have a whole lot of opening knowledge. I don't have a whole lot of positional knowledge. I don't know, okay, in this structure you usually do this and that and such. And so I am more of a getting into weird positions and finding the best move type of player, because I kind of just from experience and from playing quite a lot of chess the last few years, I kind of have the how do you say it? I have the quality that I can find pretty hard to find moves in positions like this. And I'm very proud to find e5 because e5 is a move that is pretty important because you block out the bishop. And if he takes, which is the best move, you could go, for example, what did I do? Okay, so he took with the bishop, which is not the best thing. You can take with the pawn, which is the best thing. And now, what you probably want to do here is, let's see, I'm not exactly sure to be fair, but okay, maybe attack this knight somehow, or I don't know. I mean, this is the best thing, but he took with the bishop, which is why I realized that this might not be as good taking with the bishop, because now I can take it off the board. And then maybe I can, you know, get my rook back into the game. But I think the most important thing about e5 is that you want to block out his dark squared bishop, which is very important because he's going to go here, he's going to check, he's going to do very annoying things. So yeah, I mean, if I play something like this here, I think I can already maybe go for something like this. And yeah, I can't go. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is not the best thing, but yeah. Maybe something like this, I don't know. Yeah, okay, this looks pretty deadly still. So e5, very important, and he took with the bishop, I took back with the knight, he took back with the pawn, and at this point I was like, okay, maybe it is not the worst thing ever still. I still have some sort of way back into this game if I can get my king out of the way and get my rooks connected, because that's obviously very important. He is up a pawn here, but it is not the worst thing ever. So, and then I played queen d7. I think queen d7, the idea is of course to attack the knight. Yeah, he just moves the knight out of the way and it should be fine, so, you know. But, however, my opponent played this move, knight d6. So, yeah, looking back at this game, I think if I played this exact game right now, I wouldn't have made the mistakes that I made earlier. It was just obviously what you always like to think about yourself. You would always like to think that it is better now than it used to be. But yeah, looking at this position, I would say that I would I would probably not make the same mistakes, but you know, it's not that easy. But okay, so he played knight d6, and I kind of realized immediately that this is probably not the best move, because I mean, the problem is that if I take and take, I am just winning my pawn back. So I guess I was like, okay, might be okay. Then I realized he can take this pawn, and I was like, okay, so he gets up a pawn again, and if I go like here, for example, there are like checks and stuff, and I don't know, it might not be the worst thing, but it's a little bit tricky. So I did realize that after taking the knight and taking this, I would probably still be fine, but I just didn't want to take this and allow him to take here. So what I played first is rook c8, which is a nice move, because rook c8, I mean, if you take here now, you lose a rook. So that is probably not good, because that's going to lose you the game. I can go here and, you know. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, so my opponent couldn't play that. So what my opponent did here was trade off everything. And then I was like, okay, if you look at this position, I mean, you could draw this position. Not gonna lie, you could draw this position. I mean, you are down. I'm down a pawn, but if I go here and here, it's gonna be equal, and it's going to be 4 against 2. So these two are really never gonna be a problem. I mean, they're gonna be faced to each other. So it's gonna be about this isolated pawn. You're gonna have to protect this isolated pawn somehow. So yeah, so we traded off everything, and we got into this position. And here I made another few mistakes, which unfortunately led into a bad position. But here, this is still a quite tricky position, because one of the things that's tricky about this is that it looks very simple. It looks like, okay, I'm going to pick up this pawn, I'm going to bring my rook, I'm going to attack, I'm going to take some pawns, I'm going to win the game, you know, or win. I'm going to probably draw the game. So yeah, after taking this, however, it's a mistake, and the reason why this is a mistake is because he can play e4. And yeah, that is just, I mean, what, yeah, I just failed to recognize the fact that that e4 is very strong, because e4, if you play e4, I mean, you're threatening to win this pawn back, and how are you going to defend it? I mean, how are you going to defend it? I mean, there's no way to defend it. If I go here, I mean, he just takes. That's not defending it, that's losing it. So I would be down a pawn, and my king would be very, very inactive. So what I just shouldn't have played. I just shouldn't have played king xd6 immediately. And at this point it was already pretty late into the game. We were playing for quite a while. Obviously it's classical, so I don't know. It's like 1.5 hours. Some games can take up to 3-4 hours, so of course it's gonna be very tiring to play for that long. So I just didn't really think this through well enough. So I just thought, okay, I'm gonna take my pawn back, and it's gonna be okay. But then e4, and then I kind of almost immediately played rook e8, which is also just not good. I mean, I don't know why I played rook e8. I shouldn't have played rook e8. I think the best move here is e5, king e5. Yeah, and then if he takes, then you can go here, and now you win your pawn back. So in this position he can't take. He's probably gonna have to, I don't know, what is the best move for him? I'll take with the tempo. Yeah, okay. But then I could potentially win this band back, but then he goes here, and now it's, yeah, exactly. So yeah, yeah. A combination of my inexperience at this point, and a combination of just being tired and not paying attention, is how I played rook e8 and play king xd6. So I went from an almost equal position until till a losing position once more. And yeah, it's a bit sad, because there's no need to do that. And yeah, at this point I was trying to somehow get back into this game, and I kind of found a decent way. I got my rook pretty active. However, at this point, I mean, it's just very difficult. I mean, there's just yeah, it's just very difficult. Yeah. Here, this is still a little bit of, I mean, don't know if it's a very important moment. It's a little bit of an important moment. There are still a few different things you can do here. I mean, I think I can also, what was I thinking about? I don't know. I opted to just trade here. And here I thought maybe I still have a draw, because if he goes here, and let's say, so for some reason I thought if he, okay, so what did I think about? There was something I was thinking about here. If he goes here, for example, I thought something like this would have happened, and then I would go here and 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 here, and here, and then here, and then I had something like this in my head, and I thought, okay, maybe this is still a draw. And yes, this is still a draw, but then I just completely forgot the fact that he doesn't have to push, he can just take. And then if he takes, it's a much different situation, because now if he goes here, 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 here. So the difference, of course, is that now that he promotes a check, that's one thing. And the other thing, if I go here, let's say he goes just here. If I go here, he just sacrifices queen, and he makes another queen, and I'm just completely losing. So, yeah. So from this point forward, it was just over. The game was over. But I didn't. I just played on because I wanted to see how far I could get and if he would make another mistake. But yeah, this game, yeah. Very unfortunate that I lost it, because of course you want to win as many of these games as you want, because you want to get your rating as high as possible when you start for getting a rating for the first time. However, yeah, I definitely made some sloppy mistakes. There were definitely a few different things that I done very wrong here. B6, I'm not even too mad about B6, because B6 is a very difficult move to see why it is that bad, because it's very positional and very. Yeah, your structure is just very bad. At this point, I wouldn't have played. If I get this game once more, if I get into this position, I would not play b6 anymore, because I realized from this game that b6 is not good. But yeah, I mean, you know. So yeah, definitely made some lousy mistakes. Knight c4 is just a bad move. It's just very bad because of this, and I just kind of didn't realize how bad this would be. And then I think the thing that I dislike the most about this game is the fact that in this position I still managed to get a completely losing position, because here it is not even that bad. I have chances, but yeah, I just didn't play it very well. So here, even if you go, I think even if you, yeah, maybe this is not very good, by the way, but okay, no, it's not. Okay, so but maybe here, maybe something like this would be fine. Yeah, just protect, get your rook, attack. Because now there's never any pin. It's just inexperience. But yeah, the second game we lost, the first game we won. So at this point I was 1 win and 1 loss. And that is up until this point my journey. Hopefully you guys liked the video. A pretty long video. Yeah, I managed to talk about 30 minutes or 27 at this point about one chess game. So that pretty much shows how enthusiastic I am about chess and how much I like it. So hopefully that brings joy to you as well, because that is obviously a shared hobby we have here at this YouTube channel. And yeah, we're gonna have to see if I can beat some more opponents and get to 2000 FIDE anytime soon. Okay, see you guys in the next one. Bye.